Hey everyone, sorry for the upload of this video and then the re-upload. I found out that the audio did not actually get recorded, so this is me just re-uploading the video again with voiceover instead. Um, Basically, the point of the video was to ask the question, is fall the best season? In my opinion, yes, it is. There are a couple different reasons, and I think it mainly has to do with like temperature and color and just the overall vibe of fall. And I mean, I like drawing spooky things, and I like spooky things, so I'm trying to figure out what background I should be using because I feel like I've used blue too many times, as I pointed out, blue with the raccoon and then blue with the unfinished piece I just showed. So I feel like blue is kind of like my go-to because in the picture there's going to be orange and blue is naturally like the opposite of orange. Um, I was going to do black, but the bird is going to be black, so you'll see what I end up doing. Um, but yeah, so fall, in my opinion, is probably the best because if you take the others, summer isn't. It's definitely the worst in my opinion. Summer is too hot. It is full of bugs. I have to decide whether I want to go outside or not. Um, and most of the time, the answer is no, unless I'm running to get like groceries or um, like I know I'll be in a place that has air conditioning. It's never like, hey, you want to walk around a town or you just want to take a stroll. Like, no, thank you. Too many bugs, mosquitoes at night, ticks, hate them. Um, so fall or summer just really like isn't my favorite in any sense. And I think unfortunately it becomes everybody's favorite because like the school season is over with, you get summer vacation, so like it kind of just gets ingrained in your brain like summer's supposed to be the good one. Um Spring isn't terrible, so we'll save spring, but going to winter's like obviously the opposite of summer, but I'd rather take winter over summer because um at least if I am too cold, I can bundle up and I can put more layers on. If I'm too hot, I cannot go out in public with nothing on. That would be inappropriate. So, um yeah. So winter gets kind of a pass, but there are still downfalls to winter, mostly because I live in a place that gets snow no matter what. I don't think we've gone a year without at least a little bit of snow, and snow is fun when you're a kid and you get to go outside and you get to play in the snow and you get to, um, you don't really have anything that needs to get done. You don't need to shovel. You don't need to clean off the car. You don't need to, go to work. You're happy when there's a snow day. So like winter's good. Um, uh, for a kid, that was the finished thought. Um, but when you're an adult, you don't really go out and play in the snow. Maybe I'll change that this year. Maybe I'll build a snowman. Who knows? Um, but you don't really get to like enjoy it. It's like I still have to go to work, even if like the roads are bad. You still kind of have to go to work. You have to clean off the car and clean off the driveway and the steps, and everything's slippery. And then once it melts, everything's muddy and gross. So it gets a little more of a pass than summer does, but winter's not much better than summer. Spring and fall are the opposites of each other, kind of, but I also think that mostly they're the same. The opposite being like spring brings in new life, and summer is like the ending of it. Um, where like all the trees and the flowers die. But with like temperature and like just like the overall outsidedness, it feels about the same. I like spring because it's like the cooler temperatures slash warmer from winter. Um, the only thing that it really has a downfall, and it's just a personal downfall for me, is that's when I get really bad allergies because of all the pollen in the air, and it's not really that fun. I never had allergies as a kid, um, but unfortunately now I'm in that zone of age that like you get allergies, I guess. Um, so my allergies get sometimes super bad when spring is around. Not so much in the fall, even though I know people get allergies in the fall. I thankfully am not one of those people. Um, Spring's really pretty. Fall is prettier, in my opinion. There's just something about the vibe of fall that no matter the day, usually, I'm just happiest. Like my mood is happiest in fall. I want to go out and do stuff in fall. I want to go walk around or take car trips or just exist outside of my own domain. Um, I love the vibe of like small towns. How like you can go to a small town and usually it's just like picturesque almost. Um, like the trees and the leaves on the ground and just like the overall like sky look to it. I don't know. Like the sky looks different in fall. Um the crunch of the leaves is great. The decorations, because everybody usually decorates for fall and not just Halloween, even though I love Halloween decorations. I love going to like different stores, but I love going to Spirit Halloween and just drinking it all in, so to speak, because they have more than costumes now. They have like home decor and like pillows and blankets and even stuffed animals. I love cuddling up and watching a good scary movie. And I know it doesn't need to be fall for that to happen. I watch scary movies all year round, but the vibe that you get in fall and like the list I want to make, like a countdown list of favorite movies or movies that put you in the mood for like Halloween. Um, it's just like such a vibe sitting down and being like, we're going to watch a movie we've seen a billion times, but it's going to feel like September, October, sometimes November. Um, and the smells for fall give me such like a, I don't know, nostalgia for like uh craft stores. And like I don't really go I don't really go to craft stores is the funny thing. Most of the time any craft stuff that I get, I order it. Sometimes I go to craft stores, but there aren't too many around me, and the one that I specifically like think of when I think of this smell is probably Joann's, which doesn't exist anymore. But I used to go to Joann's uh, mainly around like October, November. And they would always, always, always have like pumpkin spice or like cinnamon sticks, or it would always just smell so good in there. And like that ingrained itself in my brain of like that smell goes with um fall. And like it does because they everyone loves pumpkin spice. I don't really like pumpkin spice, like drinks, foods, no thank you, but like the smell of it, like give me a candle and I will sniff it basically daily. I don't really like light candles, but only because sometimes they make me feel claustrophobic if the smell is too much. Um and unfortunately with some of like cinnamon products and stuff like that, I can't really like breathe that in too much. Otherwise it makes my nose and throat feel all funky. Um Probably maybe allergic to it. But I can still like enjoy the smell of it, and uh I have a few things that are like not necessarily air fresheners, but stuff that like s- gives off a smell when opened. So like unlit candles, or um there are a few like plush things that I've gotten over the years that have that smell to them. Build-A-Bear did that for a little while when they were doing like their Halloween promotions, and I am so happy that I went because I got the bat that they had. Oh my gosh! And it's not even like I'm overly like yeah, I'm goth, but like I don't really like have a whole big collection of like spooky things. Um, Another good thing about like the fall season is that most of the time that's when like horror fests and like we go to like the night markets and stuff like that because you want to be outside. I understand that a lot of people, or like a lot of people that I know or knew growing up, sorry, words are a little difficult, I guess. Um, a lot of people I knew growing up would love summer for varying reasons, but I know that a lot of them liked going to like fairs and stuff. I love fairs, okay? I do. I love fairs. I love playing the silly games that basically no one can win. I love throwing darts. I'm exceptionally good at that for some reason. I just wish there were fairs in fall because it's just too hot in the summer. It's too hot for me personally in the summer, and I'm not the only one because I had planned to go to the fair with my partner 2 years ago, I think. And the day we had planned on going, it was like I don't know, 90 something degrees. And because I don't really like the heat, I was like, "Hey, we could maybe go like the next weekend." Because we went outside and we got in the car. I was just like, oh man, like I don't want to be outside. And like most fairs, they don't have a lot of like overhead coverage, which is also another big deal because I burn super easily, especially on my scalp. I know there's hats, but like, oh, I don't know. Okay, they should just have fairs in the fall, or like circuses, carnivals, like that. Circus Gothica from Danny Phantom. I would go to that. Ghosts, not specifically ghosts, but like the creepy aesthetic for circuses is really cool to me. We went to a I don't even remember what it was called, but it was a small little like event performance that it was basically like circus performers, but like with a spooky aesthetic. It was a lot of fun. And that was also at like in like August, I think, when temperatures weren't crazy. I decided on going with like a teal background so that it wasn't just like the normal blue that I usually go with. I thought maybe it would still look good in contrast to the orange because orange is basically the only color I have really going on. Orange and I guess I could have done purple because orange and blue are on the opposite sides and yellow and purple are on the opposite side. So I technically could have done purple, but like the overall color, like the big color is orange. So I decided to go with blue or like a teal because I think that works better in the piece overall. And it's just me like finishing up doing the little details. I think I still have to do the outline. Yes. Um I'm actually really proud of how this came out. And the last video I did ended up being, I think, 30 minutes. And I got this one done in 20 minutes, which made me super happy because I feel like in um, relative, like, design wise of the two pieces, both of them were similar in like design, not design, but like similar levels of design and coloring that needed to get done. So I'm really happy that I kind of like focused, but I didn't lose the ability to talk. Again, I wish that the audio had come through properly on the video originally because I was like super happy that I had gotten better at the whole talking while doing art thing because this is all just super new to me and I'm nervous as all heck, but I'm happy that I'm pushing myself to do this and I'm pushing myself to continually do better and be more of myself with both my art and with my abilities to quote unquote market my art and reach out and be like a content creator, I guess. The lines came out super crisp on this one. I feel and took my time, did the lines the way I wanted them to. It has kind of like a cartoon decoration kind of look to it, like one you'd hang on your door. This one, along with the other ones that I'll be doing, because I'm going to try and hopefully get them done one per day, I want to say, because it really helps with like keeping to a schedule. If I am like, okay, well, I'll do one ACO per day or ACEO. I always forget the E. Um, but if I do one ACEO a day, I feel like not only am I watching myself improve, but I'm also pushing myself to make more videos to grow that like audience. And that's what I want. Like I want to be able to um grow an audience. I want to be able to reach the people that I would vibe with, and that vibe with my art and be able to sell my art would be the end goal basically, or like the goal. I don't want to say end goal, but like goal. Cuz like from the time of being a child, I was like if I could be an artist growing up, that would be the dream job. I love creating, I love making things. I'm so nervous to be putting myself out there because in my mind I'm like, well, what if I fail? But like there's no downside to failing. There's a downside not to try. The downside for not trying is you'll never know. As long as I'm genuine and authentic, I feel like there's no real downside. Like, yeah, no one could watch your videos. Okay. But on the flip side of that, if you never make them, then how would you know if people would watch them or not? So I'm trying to keep myself positive on it. And I appreciate everybody who's been supportive of me, who's watched the videos, who've followed me on TikTok, who've watched my videos on TikTok, even though they're probably cringe. This is also probably cringe if I'm being so for real. But I'm learning and it's a process and I know it's a process and no one ever starts out good at what they're doing. Like it's just learning as you go because I didn't start out good at the job that I am currently working at. No one starts out good. And I have to remind myself of that too. You grow, you learn, you change, you adapt, you figure out what works and what doesn't. You find your voice. You find that it becomes easier to talk to people. Yeah. I just have to keep telling myself that one too. but I'll say it so that everybody can hear it. All right, so the piece is actually finished, and I am really happy with how it turned out. I'm really happy with how the skull turned out. Um, and I like how whimsical that's the word, whimsical it looks. This will be posted again, like I said, at some point during the week. I will post it on my eBay. Thank you for watching. Bye.